Good afternoon, everyone. I think there is no point of me being here because she has already spoken everything about me. So I'm just wondering, what am I going to do? I woke up in the morning at 4 and been preparing for this talk. But anyways, I want to share a story with you about a little boy from a small town called Belgaum, which is down south. He is in his 10th standard, shy, introvert. The only thing he is good is cricket. And when he plays cricket, he is a dangerous combination. When he is batting at a one-down batsman, he is seeing himself as Rahul Dravid. When he is bowling, he loves to compare himself as Kapil Dev. And when he is fielding, he's all bruised all over, like Jaunty Rhodes. There's another thing about this guy who loves to run behind kites. I'm sure most of you might have done it. So one day, while chasing a guy, he ends up in front of a theater. And to his surprise, when the kite falls in front of him, he looks around and he sees no one to snatch it away from him. He goes, picks the kite up, and then his eyes fall on the poster of a movie called Main Khiladi To Anadi. He looks at the poster for a while and asks himself a question: how do these people make music? Isn't there a limitation? Isn't there a quota of music? How can they make such a beautiful music? I believe that this is the last movie with good music, good songs. Little did the little boy know that few years down the line, he was about to start writing songs in the movies. Life is a magical design. Every moment shows us the sign. Some days are heaven, some are hell. But when we look back, we know everything did rhyme. Life is a magic. So that kid was me. I had no idea, very shy, introvert. I have the courage to stand in front of you now and talk about this journey is because there was loads of transformation, loads of magical design, loads of universal powers that supported me. Few years after my schooling, in college I used to write 4 lines. I don't know how many of you do that, to all the pretty women in the college. And then eventually write for my friends who like women. And then I used to write about everything around me. This writing made somebody fall in love with me and made me rise in poetry. That love story didn't last for a long time. It was just short-lived for 6 months. But that girl gave me a passion for a lifetime. When your first love says you should be a lyricist, you don't look around. You just go ahead and do it, even if it's a pitfall, whatever it is, you just do it. That's what I did. So I started lyric writing. I went to Mumbai in 2002, struggled for 2 years, and there was nothing which I could achieve in 2 years' time. But the magical design had some other plans in its mind, something designed for me, which was unfortunate for me that my dad was hospitalized in Pune. I had to come back, and unfortunately, in 15 days' time, he was no more. I was completely shattered, gave up writing, went into depression, and managed his business, which was securities and detectives. I was way too rebellious with him, and I never liked that business. Unfortunate for me that, and 1.5 years I did nothing but stayed at my room, thinking, why didn't I spend time with my father? Because that's the time when I realized what life is. Because the people around you don't stay forever. All that you have is today. And that made me go mad for 1.5 years. I stopped writing completely. But the magical design, again, as I said, had a plan. A friend of mine from Mumbai called me up and asked me, "Where are you? You're not to be seen." I said, "I'm in Pune." He said, "Why don't you do one thing, you are such a brilliant writer and you're a good composer as well, you have a good sense of music. Why don't you learn piano? Because that's the thing which can help you compose songs." And he pushed me, and I took up a piano class in Pune. And the big coincidence there was the lady who owned the institute, her brother was a producer in Mumbai. His name was Lucky Sharma. And she fixed up a meeting with him. I went there, a little young boy standing in front of all the people in front of the conference room and reciting my poetry. Luckily, my songs were selected and 2 songs immediately got recorded. One sung by Sunidhi Chauhan and the other one was Shreya Ghoshal. I got 10,000 rupees in an envelope for one song each, 1,000 crisp currencies. And I was so happy because I never thought that's a huge amount in 2005, 6. That film never happened. But then I realized the design wants me to be here in Bollywood. That's where I belonged. And I remember one thing of what my father used to say: if you want to be something in your life, you should never keep options. Cut all the options and run behind one thing with loads of madness and full magic. And that's what I started doing since 2006. I went to Pune, I started handling my father's business. I took up a job instead of sitting at home and getting depressed. I took up a job in Honeywell Automation India Limited as a credit analyst, and I was managing the American aerospace. So there was lots of transformation from being a shy, introvert kid to a person who was handling American aerospace. 1.5 years time I worked there. Every Friday night I used to leave early. The shift was 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. And I used to leave the office, I think this is, I used to leave the office at 12 in the night, take a bus in the morning at 6 every Saturday morning, go to Mumbai, stay there for the weekend, and come back on Monday and join the job. So that happened for 1.5 years until I got my first song, which released in 2009. That was Paisa Hai Pao from Aa Dekhe Zara, which missed out on my credit. They wrote Prashant on the CD and they put Prashant Pandey in the film. So I missed out on that credit. I was like, me and my sister, we were watching it in Pune and we were very disheartened about the incident. But I said, forget about it, let's move on. I wrote another song for a movie called All the Best. And that song was called Rockstar, but that song didn't make me a rock star. Again, the same thing happened. The credit wasn't there for me in the film. The song was there in the film, but it wasn't there in the CD. So lots of things happened with me over a period of time. I wrote around 500 songs in 10 years' time until 2012. And one day I was called to Mumbai by Prashant to write a song called Allah Duhai Hai from Race 2. I went there at 12 and I wrote 2 options till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And while I was leaving, it was 3:10. I still remember that moment. It was 3:10 and I was leaving. When Pritham told me, can you write one more song for me? And I looked at the watch, it was 3:10. I said, you know what, I've got another meeting. There wasn't a meeting, but I had to catch my train to Pune because my train was at 4:30. And it took me 1 hour from where I was to reach the station. And I had nothing to eat for lunch. So I lied to him, but he insisted that I should write something. So I had a buffer of 20 minutes in my hand. I took the tune, I sat into the studio and I wrote something and I ran away from there. I took the train, came to Pune, put my phone on silent and slept. In the morning when I woke up, I had around 15 missed calls, 7 to 8 messages from Pritham's office. And I thought maybe this would be the 501st song, to be rejected, and they want me to write more options. And to my surprise, that wasn't the case. The design had already worked. I was designed to be there. My song, Party on My Mind, which I wrote in 14 minutes, was selected for race 2. And that song today is more than 200 million hits. So that is what the design is, I feel, when I look back. Immediately after race 2, party on my mind, I got Mary Com. And Mary Com gave me not only the whole album, but title. All the critics started calling me New Age Gulzar, which was, very special, surreal for me. At the same time, comparison with such a great lyricist of India, the living legend, was like I was feeling I don't deserve that. But because Maricom didn't only give me that, Maricom gave me one more film with Bansali sir. And Bansali sir called me, and I still remember that moment when he called me. There was a huge sitting happening, and sir was sitting on a chair. I just walked in, and there were people sitting here, the assistant directors, musicians, who were playing the song, and the song was happening, the jamming, the music sitting was happening. And sir just gestured me to come and sit next to him. He asked his assistant to put a chair next to him. I went and sat next to him, and after the song was done, sir whispered in my ears, saying, "Would you write a song for my Bajirao Mastani like you did in Maricom?" And I literally had tears in my eyes while I was sitting next to him, because it took me 7 to 8 years to meet him until Maricom. 2 days later, I wrote the song and I presented to him, and that song was taken as I had written it. There was not a single word changed, and that made another history. That is Malhari from Bajirao Mastani, and that is like 3.5 years down the line as well, a cult song. That song gave me another song called Fituri from Bajirao Mastani, and another called Gajanana. Gajanana went into the Guinness Book of World Records, which I wrote in 3 hours, and for the biggest launch of the song in the world history. So when I see back, when I look back, there has been loads of designs, loads of things which have happened with me. When I was in college, I wanted to become a chef. So a friend of mine, when he joined hotel management, I love cooking, so I joined hotel management with him parallel to my commerce. I didn't do that, but that taught me how to cook, to be self-reliant. Wherever I go, I love eating good food and feeding people with good food. Then I delivered mangoes. I worked on a octroy bill collection. I have worked in the Indian Express circulation department, getting people to enroll for the subscription for 6 months and all. So lots of things have gone by, and I have seen lots of magic. The design has played with me, and that's why I say, when you look back, you understand. In this moment, you go through pain, you go through loads of things which we don't realize. But the next day, when you look back, that's when we realize and understand what that design is expecting from you. I have seen magic all my life. When I was struggling, whenever I needed to pay the rent, somewhere or the other, I used to get 10,000 rupees in my account. 10,000 for me, it was a big amount, because coming from a low middle class family, that amount for struggle in Mumbai is a big amount. So this journey till Bajirao Mastani has taken around 17 years of my life. But the only thing that I remember is, if you want to do something in life, firstly explore yourself before exploring the world. Don't do 10 things at a time. And when you know what you're best at, make sure you follow only that, with full of madness and magic, as I said. And then there is no looking back. There is loads of patience, dedication, and perseverance required, which I feel that's when you create your name. Many friends of mine were making money, getting married, and they used to ask me like, "You're not making any money, you're not getting married." I said, "You're making money, I'm making history. I'm creating legacy for myself." And that's what happened. And now I just ended up directing a short film called Budh, which means awakening in Sanskrit. And it's a 18 minutes short film on women empowerment. And that too happened with some weird things with me. I've got the whole Bajirao Mastani team on board to support me. And I have seen loads of magic, and I have learned direction while I was sitting with my roommates who are filmmakers. And I have learned that when I was sitting with them and watching films, I have no idea about filmmaking. But eventually, that's what it is. Like when you put your heart and soul, you eventually end up on a different level altogether. You are the name in the making. That's what I feel, and that's why I'm here in front of you. And that's my story about introvert, a guy who was shy, and now the writer of Bajirao Mastani and the director of work.